Hey guys, welcome to the Rubik's Research Lab. This will be the tutorial series for the uh, CFOP. I'm going to start it today. The first part would be the cross, and that's what we'll be looking into this on this video. Alright, so I can't be using this. Let's keep that aside. Moving in. Now, the cross in the CFOP is one of the most important things for any solve. There's this. Let's just go through an example solve first to see what we can do and how we can actually improve on it. Alright, so basic cross. I'll solve on the white right now. So there's one there, white green, white red, white blue, and white orange. Alright, so yeah, let's solve this first, and then my white blue, and then my white green. That solves my cross. But if you noticed, that actually took a lot of moves, and that's not quite the thing to do. It's possible to solve any cross case in under 8 moves, and that's what you should be looking into. The cross is a very important part of the solve, and we need to be more efficient here, and that clearly was not a very efficient solve. So there's this thing called relative cross method. It's not exactly a complicated method. All you do is you position each piece in the right place with respect to each other. So say if my so let's say take blue, orange, green, and red, right? So even if my blue was here, if my orange piece that was supposed to be here was here, then I can say these two are relatively in the correct position with respect to each other. And that's the whole point of relative cross method. So you just place each piece in the correct place with respect to each other, and then you solve the cross. So you don't need to exactly match it with the center every single time. So this is purely logic. There's no exception formulas to it. And let's go through a few example solves. I'll do say 3 example solves, and that will give you a better insight into this method. So let's take this example. I have my orange, blue, orange, white here, orange, and then my blue, white. Let's see, green and white, and my red and white. All right. So let's see. Okay, I first solve my orange. No brainer there. Now I realize my red is in the opposite position, so opposite to green, orange. So if I were to bring it here and solve it, it would solve my red red and white, right? But is there an easier way to do this? Can I integrate something else into this? Maybe I can. I see my white and green here. Let me match my white and green. Now I'm free to rotate this anywhere I want. Also my green and white has been paired up. So if I do an F2 here, not only am I pairing this up, but I also have another set here, my white and green. So you may ask, is this actually more helpful? Let's see. This is the normal case. I just solve it directly, and then I have to look into this. Oh, so I would say when that was easier, then that solves my cross. Let's go into example 2. I don't think this is alright. That's 1, that's 2, and you have 3 and 4. Right, so I see my green and white is immediately in the like my green supposed to be here, it's over here. So that's opposites. So if I can pair another edge up in the opposite side, I can fix two at the same time. So looking by that, I see my red is over here, red and white. I can pull it up here. Doing so, I have paired another edge with its opposite color. So I have two edges fixed in the right position relative to each other. My third edge is directly set. So now I see my white and orange is here. Now I know my orange and red must be they should be in the opposite positions, right? So if I were to do a D, I know my red's over here. So if I pull down my orange, all three are in the right position with respect to each other, right? So solve it, and then my last piece, pull it down. There you go, cross. So basically, as you see, this entire method is totally about how you can improve on fixing the pieces, and rather than just matching it with the centers, just see that they're correct with respect to each other and move on. That's a more efficient method. So let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so let me match my green first. Now I realize my orange and red are again in the opposite sides. So if I do an F2, it's going to pair it up. Send it down, send my green down. My red's directly matched, put it down. My blue's over here, right here. So if I were to do a D prime, push it down, get it back. That solves the cross. There's no special way to get into this. Each one prefers a different way of doing the relative cross method. I prefer this. So some people prefer doing what do I say? Matching one center and then solving like matching one piece correctly with its center and then fixing all of them with respect to this. But then I think that's kind of not that efficient. So I prefer just solving one anywhere and then matching everything else with respect to it directly. That eliminates a few moves, I guess. So let's go on to the final example solve. Okay, now I see wait, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So for this solve, I see my green and blue are opposites. So if I were to match my green, my blue would also match with its center. There and there, right? So next thing I could do is, I could directly pull both of them down in the result even my red gets matched. But let's see if I were to do this, then I'll leave this behind, and that's not going to be very helpful because it's going to take 4 moves to solve this. That'll be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what could have been done there? Can we do anything else? Yeah, probably we could. After matching these two, I know I have to do an L or an R prime anyway. So if I could just, okay, my piece is over here. So if I could do a B or something, then while doing an L, this would come up. So I can just pair it with the center now directly, right? So that's what we could have done, and that's what we're going to do. Orange, cross solve. Yeah, so that's about it. This is the first part, and I really advise that you really go into the cross part, and you should be consistently able to solve your cross in 8 moves or less. It's very much required, and there's this thing to it. And also another tip would be try solving your cross on the bottom. Don't exactly keep it on the top and try solving. I think I did that again. I did that right now for this video. Try solving on your bottom. Let me do an example right here. 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. That's your cross. So you really have to focus on this thing and make sure you're really good at it. And once you will realize soon that this helps a lot on bringing down your time. This together with the F12, which I will be looking into in the next video. That's the main part of the cube, because the last two part, the OLL and the PLL, it's purely just formulas by hearted, do it, that's all done. Make or break part is just the cross and the F12. So I really advise you get into this part. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.